So, hi, everybody, and welcome. This is your friend Ursula, and we have a special guest, Aria Loomis. Hi, Aria.
Hi, Ursula. Hi, everybody.
Yay. I'm so enamored with the joy and passion that you have through your website, Celestial Origins. And since I met you, I've seen orbs flying around. There's such high vibratory delight as you and I are meeting within this window of time between the solar and the lunar eclipse. And as Pam Gregory says, this is that potent time where, my God, if things are becoming activated. And I love how the words on your screen are angelic activations. So I'm
I,
just,
I love it. It's a great time. I think it was the perfect moment for us to meet and connect. I feel like it was completely guided, which I absolutely love.
well, I had no idea, one, that you were a collector of many, many images from the celestial heavens, the constellations, galaxies. I mean, this passion of yours, I think I teasingly called you, you're like the galactic heritage Akashic visual recorder, God images, you know, ask Aria.
I love it. I find that with the Lionsgate portal each year, I get these big creative flows. So one year out of nowhere, they started getting me to do prayers and invocations. And then I started with the activations for the channel. And so I really like imagery. So I would always try to find the right imagery that would help with same thing with music and basically evoke some type of emotional response. So, they were kind of getting it on every end. They might feel something with the music. They might be able to kind of let a lot of trauma go and be released, and then, maybe change kind of the tone of the imagery and the tone of the music at the end to kind of, bring about like a really nice activation. So I think that's where I started the collecting. And I think it's just that I'm a little bit of an image and video hoarder.
Hey, that's a good thing to be, I think, as our galactic consciousness is becoming more and more online. Now,
Yeah,
you and I also know each other through Julia Balaz's Quantum Soul Guidance Practitioner's course. So
we
you've just
do.
amazed me because you're just giving these little gifts, these jewels of helping us understand some of our galactic soul connections.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. You give me the little goosies.
Sees. Well, so there's just so much to you that I'm just discovering because you have a YouTube channel and then you're sharing these visual like cliff notes for us, visual cliff notes as we're trying to learn and pair. Okay, what's this star and where is it exactly? So, without further ado, I created a little slideshow. So, this is a little taste test to introduce Aria Loomis to everybody. Now, I'm calling from California. And why don't you let everyone know where you're calling from, Aria?
I am in Newfoundland, Canada, so we are very far. We're the furthest point on the eastern side of Canada, so that's where we are, just on a big gigantic rock.
So I wanted you to say Newfoundland because I would have said it like Newfoundland. It's the
That is the way that
Newfoundland.
it's wrote, but I think it's just our accent. Yeah, it should technically be Newfin, just Newfin, Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Yeah, everywhere else is just Newfoundland. So
I love it. It's almost like, excuse me, but like Christopher Columbus. Look, it's Newfoundland. But actually, it's not newly found. It's we've been here, people.
awesome.
So here's a little slideshow just to share how Aria and I are. We're so enamored with the heavens. Here we go. I'm getting us lined up, and I got my little laser pointer going on here. But the heavenly stars, deep space objects, and constellations. You can find Aria on Celestial Origins. There's a website and a YouTube channel. But this gorgeous star. These are all images Aria sent to me. We did like an energy exchange. So I always want to say for this Aquarian age, you know, don't be shy. Connect with people who feel right and who feel timely and good. But then also, don't be afraid of doing an energy exchange. It's not always dollars, but dollars help. But it's also about sharing wisdom and trading sources and information. So look at this gorgeous star. And my second slide, let's see, here it comes. Dun, da, da, da. For those of you who may know this star, it is Bellatrix, and it's within the Orion constellation. I mean, Aria, when you look at the star, is there something that you just, because this is one of the ones you sent me, I think I have a soul connection here.
Yeah.
So,
This one brings me a lot of peace too. It's not one of my specific connections, but I do have some trines and sextiles. Most of the alignments that I have with Orion are very positive alignments. But yeah, this one gives me like a really nice kind of feel to it. It just I don't know, it just has a beautiful energy to it.
you just show me celestial blue, that deep indigo, and it's
Mm-hmm.
got 6 points, radiating off of it primarily, and there's like a green blue flavor to it. But Bellatrix, one of the shoulder stars of the great hunter Orion. So these are ways we see the star, and then we start learning about the star stories in Julia's class. Here we go. Oh my God, I fell out of my chair when you sent me this Pegasus constellation. I'm just,
Wow.
I mean, look at it, Aria.
It's absolutely beautiful. And I love too that we have the new stars that are on the website, because so many people, I mean, you even see from the group, so many people are so excited to see their connections to the Pegasus constellation. And I mean, they're great when it comes to the star seeds, and very and guys, I'm nervous because I'm not good with the live video, so I can't use all the words that I'm trying to think of. But I absolutely love that they're not really focused on 3D kind of matters. They're very, fifth dimensional in their thinking, and very much the kind of people that are looking to go on their spiritual awakening, with Athawaska, I never know how to pronounce it. Athawaska, or different modalities to kind of, reach those spiritual awakenings. So yeah, I feel really connected to Pegasus, and I have connections there as well, which is nice.
Well, you brought up some good points. One, yes, Julia Balaz and Hector have added more constellations and stars to the free online calculator at galacticastrochart.com. And when you find, if you have a soul connection to Pegasus, now you actually get to see perhaps a visual, thanks to Aria in this little video we're making, and it's just, I love how you've already transported us beyond linear time, beyond the third and fourth dimension. So what I picked up is you can gaze at these images, including Pegasus, and allow your higher self to guide you back into the quantum experience of the stars in the heavens. So you're
Mhm.
right, Ari, it's not so linear, like this is just the star and here's the constellation, but you're moving me into embracing more of the fuller experience that the heavens offer us.
Oh, I know, it's amazing. I mean, I can look at these images all day. I think that's why I find so much fun in collecting them, because I mean, you really start to connect and resonate with those images, and it opens up new things for you and opens up new connections. When I was doing the activations, there were only certain groups that I would do, because in the beginning I felt really comfortable with Arcturian, Andromedan, Pleiadian, Syrian, and there weren't a lot of other ones that I did. And I knew on an innate level that I did work with the Galactic Federation, or that I was used to working with different types of galactic races and things like that. So I went ahead and knew I was doing it subconsciously, but I made the conscious declaration as well that I wanted to be consciously working with them as well, and that I wanted to invite more groups to work with me. And that's when Hadar and Corvus and Hydra and different ones came up. So now I just kind of go with the flow, and let it take me where it goes, and it's been amazing.
I mean, do you have a pair of angel wings that you're just not showing us?
I have a great guardian angel Nate behind me, and I have my dragon Harmony and my unicorn Joy. They stay with me, especially when I'm scared to death. But
You're doing
Ursula is
fine.
making me move out of my comfort zone. But I have so many crystals in my bra. I have everything.
You know, whatever it takes. I applaud you for stepping out
Exactly.
of your comfort zone in this eclipse window because guess what? You
Mhm.
know, that's why my channel, the Ascension Playground, it's for the sheer delight and play.
Yep.
You know, so my God, anyone who's seeing this, you know, put a comment below if you'd like to. Let's encourage Aria and anyone else who might be listening. It's time to step into our fuller mastery
Yep.
because this joy of the heavens, it's waiting for a broader engagement. And now look at here's Cassiopeia.
Oh, I love
Cassiopeia,
Cassiopeia.
right? The queen, the this beautiful. So, I mean, you see a shape. It's rather organic. It
Yep.
feels like I don't know. I feel like I've been here before, but it's just so gorgeous, and it's one of the new constellations again on the calculator. But
Yep.
I had to put these in. This is like fave.
Well,
One,
I love the one with Cassiopeia too. I find the same energy you get from the star is beautiful too, but I love that it resonates so much with the energy that comes from Crystal Alexis's work, especially that beautiful portrait or drawing that she ended up doing as well. But it really kind of almost gives you the same feel of the energy, just that kind of like royal and dignified kind of feel. And it's just, yeah, it has like a deep pull to it. And it reminds me exactly of what I felt when I was looking at her artwork, which was really nice as well.
speaking of Crystal Alexis, if you don't know her name,
Her, love her.
she's also a classmate here in the Quantum Soul Guidance Practitioners course, and she weaves visual images, stories,
Mhm.
myths, and more together to help us all kind of navigate this new awareness. So wouldn't it
Yeah.
be fun, Aria? We'll go grab Crystal, you and I, and we'll just
Mhm.
have like a trinity of let's talk stars and
We
see where we
she's a
go.
wealth. Yeah, she's a wealth of knowledge. I mean, I'm the kind of person that my personality is I only start researching or looking it up when I start to experience it or when something happens. But I mean, she is like the wealth of knowledge to go to. And her artwork is amazing. I told her when we connected, I said, my God, I said, I feel like you're like my little creative sister. You know, it's like we're into the same type of thing and our brains are working the same way. And I love it.
In the Aquarian age, this is how we roll, right?
Yeah.
We start gathering our tribe. And isn't it interesting? We're talking about Crystal with Cassiopeia on the screen. You know, get her little queen, get all of our little queen crowns out. So yes, time to step into fuller mastery. So thanks for saying that about Crystal. Here we go. But
You got to give her the props.
oh, yeah. So we'll give her the reason to come join us. Look at this, though, everybody. This is the Orion Nebula in the Orion constellation. It is stunning. I mean, it's for me jaw dropping. And I realize some of the colors I'm wearing today kind of echo back. But how are you
You
tuning
do.
into the nebula? Do you see this and go, oh my God, as well?
I think it's absolutely beautiful. There's there's a different type of energy I get with it from though. My goodness, I can't talk.
You're
Oh, it's
fine.
so bad. Like, you know something, I have a beautiful energy with it, but there's some kind of feeling for me, and I there must have been some type of experience that I haven't tapped into yet that, you know, gives me this different type of feeling that there's something more that I need to explore with it. Right, so I mean there's so many different kind of mysteries that lie within the Orion Nebula, so it's so fascinating when you start to find little connections to yourself and you're like, okay, well, I wonder, you know, what kind of incarnation I had there, or what kind of beings, or what was my experience in that area. So that's one still a little bit of a mystery to me that I need to kind of focus on a little bit,
Love
but
that.
it has a beautiful energy that draws me in.
And adding to what you just said, I think it's fascinating when we honor all of our emotions when we see an image. You know, there might be a pulling forward or a pushing back, or I'm not sure, or there's something a little bit mysterious here. For me, I
Yeah, that's what it is for me.
I just want to see more. I feel like this is like the Stargate nursery, the star nursery. So for me, it's like my mother Ursula comes out and I go, oh, look at the wee little ones. You know, they're just like so tiny. And then they grow and they bloom and there's kind of a butterfly feel. And yes, I
It
know it's
really
within Orion. I think the location, I could be wrong, but I think it's kind of like where his sword is pointing, you know, between his legs. So 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 the Orion Nebula, you find the three belt stars and you point down from his belt.
exactly.
That's how you find the nebula. It's a little bit of a nebulous kind of.
You can always find those 3 stars are good.
Okay, so of course I had to put a second one in.
Beautiful.
As a
Mhm.
visual artist, this is just like a symphony of sounds because each color representing a certain vibration. So it's like a sonic
Yeah.
visual orchestration of joy for me. Like I can hear the angels singing.
Yeah.
And just I okay, so there's the Orion Nebula. Okay,
Beautiful.
I'm going to take a stab at. I think this is you call it the Ophiuchus Constellation. Now I know there's
I don't know. I try. I say Ophiuchus. I have no idea. It's just sometimes I can, one minute I can call it something, and the next minute I call it another. But I usually go with Ophiuchus. But I find this one and Pegasus are two of the ones that I find the most beautiful. Oh,
oh
they have such amazing like imagery and just beauty to them.
there is awe here. And being a little funny person, I like to say, Ophiuchus. Because sometimes if you get that little jingle in your head, you Ophiuchus. Now, the
Yeah.
story of this constellation is he is the serpent handler or holder. So there's several big snakes up in the heavens, but this one is the man holding the snakes, I think, between his legs. So
Yeah.
there's this certain charming aspect to it. So this is Ophiuchus. And let's see. Then you sent me this beautiful picture of Crux constellation, Crux or cross. So you can
Yeah.
see the
It's a
four
Southern Cross.
Southern
This
Cross.
is a newer one. Yeah, I'm really surprised because Julia had mentioned about some of the additional stars, Crux and Surma, and they weren't ones that were currently on my radar at that point in time, and they are definitely beautiful. And I think a lot of people in our group have connections to those two specific ones. So it's really nice that we were able to find some imagery for it.
Wow. It's just phenomenal to look at. I mean, you can see almost this orange glowing top star of the
Mhm.
cross and then three bluish white ones. Now, this cross, according to Bernadette Brady, astrologer who has a star school as well, this is the cross not of religion, but it is the cross, according to Bernadette, of spirit and matter. So this cross, this axis of spirit coming down into matter. So it kind of like the four angles within astrology.
Yeah,
It's fascinating.
beautiful.
Yeah, so as above, so below. When I see this, I go, whoa. And then, of course, I think of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I think there's that song about the Southern Cross. So I'm showing my age here, Aria.
Listen, I age myself on the regular. I don't mind. I'm like a child at heart. I will always be a child at heart.
Good, good. Me too, I hope. So here is, I'll let you say this name of the constellation that's also new on Julia's calculator.
I don't know if I say it right. I say Eridanus.
Okay, Eridanus. However, but look at how gorgeous this spiralic shape of light that is coming through. This is the constellation of the river.
Yeah.
Water comes up, and for me, water represents the emotions. So, this river in the cosmos. All right. And then
I
the
love Eridanus. Eridanus is one of my placements as well in Cursa. Same thing as with Ophiuchus. Rasselhag. Rassel. I would probably go with Rasselhag, but if somebody wants to correct me on it, but yeah, I am. I love that one. And that one's so magical to me. That one's magical, just like the same kind of feel as Regulus to me. with a lot of the beings and the type of energy. So there's probably four or five really strong ones that I have these connections to, that I keep searching for more images and more information. I'm sorry, it's not right in front of you.
Oh, hi, Kitty. Oh, well, as you're talking about this beautiful river constellation, what's coming up for me is like the river Styx. Also, this idea of
Yeah.
Milky Way galaxy, the Milky Way kind of being the river connecting to the Egyptian idea of a solar boat, an ark.
Yeah.
You sail into the next life or the next
Nice.
dimension. So, water,
That's wonderful.
river, ocean, beautiful. Thank you for sharing this image. Now, the next one, another one of your favorites, Auriga Constellation.
Oh yeah, beautiful. And that's another one that just came up recently with Julia and the new stars, because I used to find this one in a good few charts as well. But I found it took me a while to do up a star race one for it and find the imagery. I didn't have that strong connection to it. But yeah, the last little while I've wanted to do a lot more research in regards to that constellation.
It's just beautiful. Look at that color.
It's beautiful, yeah.
There's more to Aria than meets the
Thank you
eye.
very
She starts talking about angel imagery, and this is just the tip of an iceberg of just joy, finding imagery and sharing it again, energy exchange,
much.
celestial origins. But I thought I would just show people a little bit of your wizardry and putting images together. So as we look at the stars, and there's a connection to either angelic or even in this case, the mermaids, the water again. Look at some of these beautiful images. And for those who are becoming certified practitioners and offering sessions, tap on or connect with Aria if you're interested in finding out how, if some of the clients really want to move in this direction of taking folklore, what we considered
Yeah.
folklore, but it could actually have been memories of us in other dimensional realms or even.
Oh, I believe that with a lot of things, especially with my connections to Greek mythology. When I was in high school, I was fascinated for years. I have cat fur everywhere, going up my nose. But I had such a strong connection to it, and I didn't know why I was always so strongly connected. And then when I started going into the Akashic records, most of the guides that I would connect with were Greek gods or connected. I had Pan that connected with me when I lost one kitty a while back and was very upset with it about it, and I had connected with Pan, which was great. I had Persephone come through and a few others. So I definitely, go when it comes to the folklore, right? I mean, I I trust more so probably in folklore and mythology than I do in what I actually see.
It's playing with the stories of the stars and stories of Earth and trying to navigate, like, well, what's true, what's not true. And if you hold it as this, it's a human journey, and opening ourselves up to magical creatures. Now, here's some ET imagery. I mean, look, you give us a craft, you gave us this. Do you recognize any of these from specific stars or constellations, Aria? Like, let's.
So the one with the blue, a lot of times, that one kind of gave me a Vega kind of vibe with the divine feminine and with that was the one at the top was the first time that I was able to get imagery that I consider closer to Arcturian. So I'm probably Arcturian. So I'm probably going to go ahead and maybe update that one, because it was very hard for me to find the right imagery for that specific one. And that one just kind of gives me that vibe, just with the look and the crystals, because they're very good with the crystal healing and things along those lines. So Just to let everybody know too, these are just a small handful of the images. So if you're doing your reports and you have things like you wanted to include the angels, or you wanted to include ET type imagery, especially if you're almost looking at Elena Danan's book or things like that in some of the sketches, sometimes I'll try to match up imagery that I find as close as I can. But all of these imageries, mermaids, angels, dragons, I have such a huge selection of them. They're ones that I've gotten from free sites, which I would advertise as, say, Pixabay.com, pixels.com. A lot of them I've gone ahead. Some I've purchased as well, but I still have those that I can provide you for free. But it's great when you're doing your reports, especially too, because you can include them with a lot of the past life information, a lot of your visuals. And I find that that's one of the strongest parts that people like with the reports, is that sometimes when you're using the videos or the images and things like that, you really do kind of enable yourself to tap more into that energy, which is a beautiful thing. That's why I think I like doing it so much.
Yeah. It's like a dimensional leap. Okay, so
Yeah,
my Virgo-ness is saying, okay, so Arcturian with crystals, and then
yeah,
down here, Lyra Vega.
yeah.
Any other um
A lot of different grays. There's a lot of different beings that Elena Danan has pointed out that, kind of you could do to resemble, some of the ones that I have down here at the bottom. um when it comes to the one there in the middle with the energy, I always find that I go to kind of Nihal or Ophiuchus. um they just kind of give me that type of energy that they have, like that type of healing energy. So a lot of times those are the kind of collectives that I associate with those ones.
oh, I love
Especially the Nihal. I like a lot of the ones that really kind of show the new powerful gifts that are coming out for people. So
wow, love it. Okay, so that's our little info share on ET imagery. And to just wrap up our slideshow, um, celestial origins on YouTube, and you've got these like a Lyran starseed activation for feline, avian, and vegan starseeds.
yeah.
Um, I love it. You've got a focus on Aldebaran, Polaris. So this is a great place to stop and enjoy more about the stars and the star stories. But then over here, this is your website. I just put it on top of your image of your YouTube channel. So you offer past life readings, Akashic record readings, starseed origin readings,
Yeah.
and and you're making your way through the certification program to eventually become Galactic astrology, um,
Mhm.
quantum soul guidance certified practitioner. Those are a lot of words, but I'm trying to roll.
We need an anagram.
Or a sigil, you know.
Exactly.
Wow. So this is just again um such a nice gift that you're offering. And I know how shy, and the more you do of these little videos, I think you're going to start feeling the magic of inspiring others, because that's what the visuals do. Otherwise, you're just sitting on this huge, uh, I called you at the Galactic Akashic uh, storehouse for powerful imagery that can maybe help us identify what energy did that feel like you did with the Nihal energy. I never, that whole, and so because I see you as a channeler as well. So it's not just someone who stays in the mind, but you've had these specific experiences, and it's time now to like, I'm going to woo you out of the corner, out of New
You
Finland
are, and I
into.
appreciate it so much. I'm probably gonna look back at this video and be like, "Oh my goodness, I was rambling," because I have like that fear of coming into my own power. So I'm not nervous about speaking the truth or things like that, but it's just that I don't know, there's just something about it when I'm not prepared for it, that it just kind of puts me out of my comfort zone. But I have to, I kind of have to move out of it and embrace some energy, and you're pulling it out of me. So I truly, truly appreciate it for sure.
Well, it's been a delight. All I can say is get that crown, put it on your crown, and just, embrace the queendom And we just thank you for sharing so much of yourself with us. And I know there's more to come. Let me go give Crystal a call. We'll get the three of us together to talk visual, because
she'll pull me out of it too. And it's so funny because you see it now and I seem so nervous, but yet we're on the strike lines, and sometimes they wear the dinosaur costumes or the unicorn costumes. Like we had girls in bananas today that said, "This shit is bananas." And I was like, you know something? I was like, having the dinosaur costume on would be perfect for me because I'm already bopping down the road listening to my music, and I'd be like that one that would like start a train of like Macarena or something. As long as I that dinosaur costume on, I'd be perfect.
wonderful. Well, I'm gonna wish you the very best today, and we'll see you next time on the Ascension Playground. Bye, Aria. See you soon.
Bye.
Oh, don't click on. Don't click. That was just for the recording. Here, let me stop recording then.